Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel, and it's going over another old school book haul. I've got like 26 books that I'm just finding them left and right. So hey, I appreciate the view. I look forward to your comments and hearing what you're finding, what's successful, and it's always subscribe. We'll keep doing this and see what happens. And with that, we'll just jump right in. So this haul is not from like one place. It's actually most of it's from my library bookstore. But there is one, I stopped by an estate sale and one other thrift store. So I've got kind of a mix of stuff, like 26 books. And these are things that I like to buy, put in my store. I've got sold comps on most of these. I'll be listing them. And I tell you, I've got to do some serious listing here. I've been pulling in books like not onesie twosie, but like 10, 15, 20. It's crazy how much stock I'm getting in right now. But it's not unexpected. I think I did a short, a couple weeks ago saying, hey, in December, I usually find that people are cleaning stuff out, and my thrift stores and my bookstores are just jammed packed with stock in this time frame. So anyway, so here's what I found. So first off, in my library, they have a set of shelves in the back that in the main lobby, actually, kind of behind the circulation desk, where they've started putting books for 25 cents each or 5 for $1. And I've had some success looking at that. And actually, for me, what's exciting is that they're planning on having late January, early February, they're going to have their first 25-cent sale since like COVID. The last one that we had, they usually do 2 or 3 a year. And it's a great place to find books for me locally. And they haven't had one, since like January of 2020. So they got permission from the local library. They're going to do it. So hopefully I'll find some good stuff. But on this 25 cent or 5 for $1 shelf, I found this book on the complete guide to climbing by bike. This is an earlier edition. I have sold comps on this for $6 and $8, but I got 5 books, so I have 20 cents each in these. Then I found this. It was just this random paperback that jumped out at me, The Octopus by Frank Norris. I have sold comps on this edition for $9. A rhinestone jewelry collecting guide. I have sold comps on this for $8 and $10. Then Principles of Brewing Science. Newer editions of this will bring $30 or $40. This one is $8 to $10. And this is something on brewing science. Stuff that's just like straight how to make beer, like the classic, Joy of Homebrew by Charlie Papazon. Those books, typically aren't going to bring that much, $2, $3, $4. But some of the brewing science books, like somebody might take as a college course, this gets into the real chemistry of it. Some of those brewing science books can bring big money. So when I see something like that, it's one of those genres. I don't have any particular brewing book that I think of, but when I see this topic, I always look it up, something to keep in mind. And then the 5th book I got off that was the 75 Classic Rides of Oregon. I have sold comps on this one for $9 and $10. So those are all low value books, but if you think about it, that's between, if I sell those at the sold comps, it's $40 to $50 return, and I have $1 in those 5. So that'll be great return. And it's the sort of thing that, if they were there and they were $1 a piece, I probably wouldn't buy them for the return on investment and time. But when I get them and I'm selling other stuff, hey, if I can sell those and it's an extra $8 or $10 and I'm going to the post office anyway, it's easy, I do it. So here's another paperback. This is like one of the further lessons of Don Juan. This Carlos Castaneda, he's got a series of books, and they always sell really good, especially if you can get them in a set. The book club editions, even this early paperback, I have sold comps on this for $8 and $10. So, this getting these for 50 cents or $1, you can flip them really easy. He's an author to look for, though, especially in his hardback formats. Those can command some pretty good prices. So here's kind of a funny one. I'm in my library bookstore and I see this set of DVDs, and you can see it was 3 for $1. And I'll turn it this way. It's Island Girl exercise videos. I guess you can do hula abs, you can do a cardio hula, and Tahitian cardio. So one of my problems is I can't hula hoop. That's something that I cannot do. I cannot hula hoop. so I couldn't use these two. But anyway, these sell for $5 a piece. I saw them, and what caught it was funny because there's 3 of them, and there were 3 for $1 for the price, and they haven't even been opened, so they're sealed. I'll get at least $5 a piece. I'll sell them as a set. I should get at least 15. Since they're unopened, I might even get 24. I've got $1 in it. Kind of a fun extra find there in the library. Our library sometimes has a few movies. You know, it's mostly books. Our library bookstore. But here's what I found there. This is like for me, a fanboy of the series Firefly. You know, just a great series. If you've never checked it out, it's one of those Joss Whedon series. You know. People always say, you know, man, I wish they made more of these, but they at least did make the movie called Serenity that tied up a lot of things. So, kind of a fan favorite. Here's a book. I've never seen this before, but The Ghost Machine from the Firefly series. It's got the characters on the cover. I have sold comps on this for 10 and 12. I paid, I think I paid $1.50 for this one. Yeah. My library puts see how they write the price in there? So I have to erase those. So, here's a Classics of Naval Literature, Run Silent, Run Deep. Okay, I have sold comps on this edition for both 12 and 17, so I'll probably list it for 15. All right, here's one, and I'm going to just say this. I don't want to offend anybody, but when I saw this was a prayer book for Australia, and I guess all right, so I guess show my ignorance, this is one of the 3 official books, I think, for the Anglican Church in Australia. But when I saw this on the shelf, and I see this, you know, this title, A Prayer Book for Australia, I'm thinking, why does there have to be a book of this size to just pray for Australia? That was what went in my head. And I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but it turns out that to clarify my ignorance, what I've read, you know, just quick reading, that this is one of like the 3 official, you know, prayer books for the Anglican Church in Australia. And this edition, I have sold comps on this for like $50. So it's got it's got these little place markers. I think this condition's pretty good. It's got a couple of spots on it. I think I should at least get $40 for it. I paid, let's see, at my library, I think I paid 50 cents for this one. So anyway, it was humorous to me at the time, and just the way it struck me, my sense of humor, I guess. But anyway, I paid 50 cents. I should be able to get 40 to $50 for it, so it's a great one. Then there was also this. These were 25 cents each. These are 1950s edition of these Navy manuals, Construction Man. I've got a sold comp for a 1971 version of this for $20. This is a 1956 copy. I think I'll be able to get 15 or $20 for it. Then here's another 1950s Navy pub on the use of tools, and I've got sold comps on this one for 10. So those are good. A couple of Racehorse books. It's another genre thing. When I see something on racehorses, they can be hit or miss, but they can go high dollar. This one, Speed in the Racehorse. This is sold comps for this one is it's like I've got like $15 on this one. There are some other breeding for speed books that it can be worth $100, but this one's like 15. Then there was another horse race book, this bloodstock breeding, for breeding horses. This one is a sold comp for $20 for hardback. It has a little bit of dust jacket edge wear, but I think I'll still get 18 to 20 off of it. Then these are kind of bizarre. They're these white books, and it's really hard to read, but it's this watches from the IWC, and then there were 2 more you can see there. It's the manufacturer's book of timepieces, and I'm not a big watch guy, even though I did find a really good Omega watch one time at a thrift store. But you can see it just goes through the timepieces, and it's for the year like 2001, 2002. These things actually, I see these a lot of times on high-end watches, jewelry, and even cars, right, or motorcycles. These really specialized hardback nice books that somebody might buy the watch from that year and they get this nice book. These actually bring 15 to 20 bucks a piece. I paid $2 for them at the library. So they'll sell for 15 or 20 bucks a piece. I think I'll sell them individually. Good finds. All right, the NRA Gunsmithing Guide Updated Edition. This one I paid $3 for it, but pricing comps were kind of all over the place. 10 to 30 bucks, but most of them were in that $25 range. $3, it's one of those things for me where how I normally source paying $3 for a hardback book. It's just like, oh, that's overpriced. I mean, some of you guys, I know that's the standard price you get, and I'm just lucky where I'm at that most of my books that I buy are in that 50 cents to $1.50 range. If I pay $2 for one, that's usually higher than normal. This one was $3, but I've got comps on this, lots of comps at 25, so I'll flip this one pretty quick. Then a couple of NASA, that was all from my library. Then I had I saw about one thrift store, and they had a couple of NASA books. I got 2 hardbacks, $1 each. This Exploring the Unknown. The great thing about the NASA, when you're listing them, you got the title, and you'll see if it's an official NASA pub, it'll say NASA, and it usually gives this SP number, right, that you can reference in the listing. So if somebody's trying to, this is a volume 3 of the set, 15 to 20 bucks. I got it for $1. Then let me check my stack here. I don't want to knock things over. Then there was another hardback, Before This Decade Is Out. Again, official NASA pub with an SP number. This one's only about 10 bucks. Again, but I got it for $1. Then there was an older NASA book, this Space for Mankind's Benefit. This again, you see the NASA and the publication number. No sold comps on this one, but I've got it list comps for 40 and 75. So if I can get 40 bucks for this, I'll be happy. I paid 50 cents for this one. Then I stopped by this estate sale, and man, I had high hopes. In the photos of it, they had lots of books, and there were lots of Easton Press, really nice ones, right? Man, they were full-blown retail on everything at this estate sale. It was insane. All the Easton Press books were like 50 bucks each. It was just, and even their regular books seemed to be like regular hardbacks. They were really expensive. But then I got up in the upstairs, there was a room, and it said old books in this room are, depending on size, thin ones were $1 if they were less than an inch thick. If they were between 1 inch and 1.5 inches, they wanted to charge $2. And if they were greater than 1.5 inch thick, they were going to charge $3. It's crazy pricing to me in a estate sale, especially when there's this books. There were like a lot of older medical books that were very dated. I didn't see much value there, but I did find 2, and it was on fishing, specifically like a lot of fly fishing or trout fishing. So I got this book on nymphs, and I have sold comps on this exact edition for 20, 25, 30 bucks. I should sell this at 20 bucks all day long. And it's one of the, fly fishing is another genre. If you see fly fishing, sometimes they won't be worth much, but if you see fly fishing books, check them out. It's another great genre pick, right? Then the other one, and it's got a little dust jacket tear right there, but this In the Ring of the Rise, and I have a sold comp on this for 50 bucks, like it's $49.95. So I think in this condition, even with that, I should be able to get 40 or 45 bucks for it. See the guy fishing on the back. Again, great subject matter to train your eye for. So that's it. It's like 26 bucks from 2 or 3 different sources, and that one estate sale though, I had such high hopes for it. I came away with a couple of books, which is fine. I'll sell those no problem. Make 70 bucks for a quick stop, because once I was there, I could tell that I was not in the market for stuff they had, because everything was so highly priced, and it was a new estate sale company that I'd never gone to before, and I don't know, those pricings, maybe on their last day they were giving deals, but even if they were doing like around here, second day of sale, they'll do like a 25% discount, and the third day most companies will do 50%. the prices they had, even at 50% off, it was, you can't deal with it. Especially when I can go to my thrift stores and my library bookstore and get really good prices. You know, this 50 cents to $1.50. I'm just blessed to have that. So, so that's it. You know, a little bit of education for me on praying in Australia and fishing genre books, and some good hauls, some good potential. So, hope you enjoyed it. Happy hunting. Train your eye. Figure out what works for you. This is what works for me. What I like to sell. And you guys remember, you buy them, you list them, and you sell them. Have fun.